We just covered Kraken's Collection, a small Funko Pop shop with a lot of problems. Now we're going to cover another company. Let's talk about it.
Another one.
Exactly. It seems like every week we find out a new company is bringing us new problems and a lot of people are losing out money and it sucks buttholes.
And sweaty, just played basketball for 3 hours in 90-degree humid heat.
That was way too descriptive for me, but thanks.
I'm just letting you know how bad it sucks.
So this company is called BALYOT. B-A-L-Y-O-T. I thought it was BALYOT, but it's BALYOT.
That's how I always read it, was BALYOT.
This company apparently is undergoing a bunch of issues similar to Kraken's Collection and also Big Apple Collectibles. And this is something we want to talk about because I'm not seeing it on a grand scale. In other words, I'm not seeing people screaming about this. It's not being posted like all over the place. I'm noticing bits and pieces here and there. We receive emails, messages. I went to their Instagram and their latest post is full of comments like, where's my order?
That's a sure sign of bad news.
This is typically the first sign that things are going south, and the website will close soon, very similar to Kraken's Collection, who we talked about yesterday. A lot of these companies, as we mentioned in yesterday's video, which if you haven't watched, you should go back and watch because it'll give a little bit more insight on this particular conversation. These companies like to jump all the hurdles and get to the finish line quicker than anybody else by offering up a bunch of really crazy deals, and I feel like BALYOT was yet another. Because as I read through comments, people were saying things like, oh my God, the deals are amazing, the prices are great. That's usually not a good sign.
Yeah, it's one thing to see like a Black Friday sort of deal, but it's another thing to see deals all the time because you can't sustain a business if you're purchasing an item for, I don't know how much Funko Pops go for wholesale if you have a Funko account, but I would say like $7 or $8 maybe, and selling them for like 10. I mean, you're not profiting.
So I'm gonna drop a big A-bomb right down the A-hole, Heather. We're using allegedly, and the reason why we're using allegedly throughout this video is because this company is still active. They have a website that's still up, and in fact, in one of the titles on their webpage, it actually says May deals. They're actually still putting up deals in the month of May, which tells me that they're still active, but they're not delivering product to the customers. And their latest post came out 16 weeks ago.
16 weeks? That's 4 months, you know that?
Yeah, and it was actually for the Thousands Sunny with Luffy. You know, the ride thing that everybody was crazy about, the ship. The actual post says, happy Wednesday everyone, pre-orders for Thousand Sunnies are on their way. Thank you to everyone for their continued loyalty with BALYOT. We greatly appreciate every single one of you who have supported us in the past and those who continue to shop with us. We also appreciate everyone's patience as we work on our support emails. Should anyone need assistance, please continue to reach out to us in our DMs. Someone will reach back as soon as they can. They're telling you basically DM them and we'll get back to you. I don't know if a business could sustain like that. I know with us having Mischief Toys, which is our small toy company, we have an email that's specific to supporting our customers. It's help@mischieftoys.com.
Yeah, and we have a contact us page on the website, so It literally takes you to a form you fill out and it goes directly to that email.
So in reality, you want to use that because it allows us to sort of maintain what's going on with various orders. Instagram is just not the way to do it, and I don't know how they're keeping up with all of these orders.
Same, because if people tag you in a story, in a comment, or whatever, it'll come through on your DM, so you can't properly take care of customer issues using Instagram, in my opinion. That's why we tell everybody just to go to our email address because it has to be hell sifting through all of the DMs.
Well, that's problem number one apparently, and I would imagine that you're saying it takes work to sift through all that? Yeah, they're probably not doing any of that. They're probably just totally disregarding all of your messages via the DM. So there is a support at BALYOT.com. I would suspect that if you have an issue, that's where you would want to go. You don't want to go to their Instagram. I'm not going to put the comments up on the screen as I normally would, but I'll just read through a bunch of them. Can you please respond? Pray hands emoji, zero assistance. This is starting to look ridiculous. You have not replied to my DMs in weeks. This is going back 9 weeks, 5 weeks, 8 weeks ago. I don't know what's changed. Y'all used to be so good and excellent customer service. Like a lot of these other small companies, they start off really strong. People are really excited to order from them. And then they succumb to stuff like this, where they're no longer responsive. People are getting pissed off. They want to know where their stuff is. 13 weeks ago, this person said, already March and still no updates for Shigaraki Chase, which I guess is an anime Funko Pop. At this moment, we are waiting for our distributor to let us know when they'll be shipping them out to us. We are expecting this confirmation any day now. As soon as we have an update, we will be making a public announcement.
Hold on, a public announcement. This is on their last post.
Yes, right? Exactly.
So there's been either no update or no public announcement or both.
So 6 weeks ago, underneath all of these comments, I think they are closing down. Ghosting everyone looks like. I have 8 outstanding Chase bundles with them and no replies or answers. Then below that, 5 weeks ago, I believe this isn't the case as it happened to Big Apple and is happening to many others like Kraken, for example. So all 3 of the companies we've discussed here, Big Apple, Kraken's, and now BALYOT. 3 companies that have basically fallen apart.
Wow.
ETA on my Killer Bee and Kakashi Chase bundles, no response from them. Somebody posted clown emojis under that. I guess they're a clown from ordering from a business that they thought was legitimate.
Let's try to believe the best in people.
Maybe
and
they're
say
yeah.
BALYOT are the clowns.
I've been trying to contact y'all for months now about orders I made almost an entire year ago that I still haven't received, and the same pops have been in stores for months now. They did get a response. It says from BALYOT, please DM us for assistance. There is no assistance coming out of this Instagram stuff. There is just no way in hell. Yo, where my Funkos at? I've been messaging you for the past 4 months and nothing that's even close to an ETA. 3 emails sent, 0 answers. I have multiple orders and no reply. They must have took the month off, somebody said 8 weeks ago. So this is a sure sign that they're gone. Like, this is it. It's game over. The website is still active. It does say that there was a May event, a May sale. There are new Funko Pops listed on there to include the character from Invader Zim that's covered in like pizza. We're begging you that you do not order from this website at all because they're absolutely terrible. They're not responding to anybody. Orders don't appear to be going out. However, if you have ordered from them and you have been getting orders, please let us know in the comment section down below. We haven't found from our community that any of this is happening. It's pretty much across the board. Everything just sucks.
Yeah, we've gotten a lot of comments on videos and Instagram posts talking about BALYOT and how horrible they are. And it'll be like randomly thrown in to posts that aren't even about BALYOT.
So as we mentioned in our previous video, if you're going to purchase from a small mom and pop shop like this company, you're definitely going to want to do your homework. Don't screw around with that because you could lose your money. I just wonder how many people out there have lost their money to a company similar to this, or specifically just to this company alone.
Oh, I'm sure there's a ton. I mean, I've seen a lot of random comments places, but not as many like email, DM, sort of like proof conversations about stuff like this. It's just a lot of claims that, you know, they placed an order and they still haven't received it. With Kraken's, I know that there was a lot of email exchanges being sent to us about, you know, they're only getting store credit, or, oh, we're shipping those out in May, please be patient, or whatever. And now Kraken's is of course gone and it's May. There is an issue with doing your research though, because if you'll notice, a lot of these outstanding orders were for stuff like 6, 9, 12 months ago, where BALYOT was actively being recommended by people in the community who have ordered from them.
Yeah.
So with that being said, they start to go downhill. It's past the time they can dispute it with their bank. And not only that, but now their customer service is gone, like almost completely it seems.
Yeah.
And there's no way to get answers. So my point is, if someone placed an order 12 months ago, that's not today when they're they've already screwed everybody. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's so hard to trust these companies when this happens so late down the road.
It all happens later down the road after they have proven, hey, we have good customer service, people love us, and then they take like this turn for the worst. This all goes back to Funko not shipping product in time, delays due to the pandemic, which apparently I think are sort of smoothing out now a bit more.
Ish, but I feel like the ETAs are still a bit rocky. It's hit or miss, it seems.
Yeah, because for that time, Funko wasn't able to get out the product that was due and the time during the pandemic. So a lot of stuff ended up coming out late, which caused all sorts of issues, and we'll cover more of that in the next video that's going to follow this one. But realistically, we are not out headhunting small companies and trying to disparage them or bring them down. We're just finding out stories about these companies that need to be brought to light, that people need to know, so you, viewer, who is a Funko Pop collector, doesn't go to BALYOT right now and order a Funko Pop hoping that you'll end up getting this thing in hand. Because most likely at this point, based off of all the things that we have researched and all the posts that we've gone over, we do not think that's ever going to happen. Because most likely your money is going to be taken from you and you will not hear back from them ever again. And what will end up happening is they'll close down the website and they'll be gone forever. That's kind of the direction this is going in, similar to Kraken's collection and also Big Apple. And I would say that Big Apple, you can say what you want about them, but at least they did it in a way where they put up on their website, hey, here's the explanation of what's going on. We're shutting down. You can't, put in any more orders, so on and so forth. Kraken's didn't do that at all. They just shut down the website.
Yeah.
No notifications on their website anywhere. No notifications on Instagram. Nothing at all. But at least Big Apple did something. And I hate that I'm sitting here and praising Big Apple for anything, but at least they provided us with some sort of information. At this point, we have nothing from Kraken's and we have nothing from BALYOT, which is why we're putting them in these videos. And then we're going to discuss how Funko is really the reason for all of these things playing out. I'm not saying that these companies would have been great and they wouldn't have ended up sucking in the end like they are right now, but I feel like that if the delays and things did not happen, we might not be where we are and watching all these companies go belly up.
I can agree to a certain extent, but more information tomorrow.
So we've talked about these two companies, and what I want to know from you, the audience, the viewer, the consumer of these Funko Pops and things, we want to know companies down in the comment section down below that you trust, and we would also like to know companies that you don't trust. Companies that maybe we should be looking into as a Funko news source. We would like to be able to warn people in advance if we can, because we don't want people losing their money. We want to try to beat this before it actually happens. And I'm sure there are many companies out there, and I'm not going to go and headhunt all of these different companies that are listed in the comment section down below, but we can at least look into them and sort of gain more data off of that. Because the last thing we want to see is our community get screwed.
Yeah, and that's the main purpose for these videos, is to warn people on a greater scale. Like, do not do business with these companies. These are the patterns we're seeing. This is what's happening. All these people are getting screwed out of their money. So just be warned about these companies, and hopefully we'll be able to start to see more people speaking up about issues they're having with companies, hopefully before it's too late.
Definitely speak up if you have a problem. You need to let the community know so others aren't screwed.
And delays seem to be a bit normal with Funko, so it's one thing to take a company's word when they say, hey, this is a bit delayed, it should show up next month or whatever. But you're talking about something completely different when you either don't get a response or your response is, sorry, no refunds, here's store credit.
As we mentioned in our last video, two trusted sources, which are our sponsors here at Gastlecast, 7buckspop.com and poppinofftoys.com. Two awesome companies, very trustworthy, and they always deliver. Check them out, 7buckspop.com and poppinofftoys.com. And remember, over at poppinofftoys.com, we have a promo code to get 10% off. Make sure you use it. It's Gastlecast. So we want to know what you think about everything we talked about in this video in the comment section down below. Have you been screwed by this company? And don't forget, let us know your trusted companies and also companies that you don't trust at all, or companies that you've had problems with similar to the stories we've discussed in the last 2 episodes. We want to know all that and more in the comment section down below. In every video, we like to shout out to some of our patrons from Patreon. In this video, we'd like to shout out to Deathstroke Daily, Michael Ramsden, Matt Munoz, Jennifer Crawford, Amani McKinney, Frankie FUNKO, Tiffany Anderson, Kelly Spears, James Dieter, and Brian Ordell Jr. Thank you guys so much for your continued support. We appreciate all of our patrons. You guys rock. Thank you guys so much for staying until the very end of the video. We appreciate all of your support. Remember, as always, we're hard together, yes. We'll catch you next time.
Bye.